All right. This is William from Williams, Philippines, and it is September 1st, Sunday morning. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. And, boy, I got a comment. Young Free asked, why the Philippines? And why not closer? Well, I've been to Mexico, and don't get me wrong, it's beautiful and it's pretty cheap to live there. But I can tell you honestly, I don't speak Spanish. I'm a Texan that doesn't really speak a lot of that, which is a major failure for a Texan in a lot of cases because, well, about half the population here speaks Spanish, some form of it. But I don't. In my informative years, I was getting drug around the U.S. as a Air Force brat. Yeah, I've lived in a lot of places and been in even more. I think I got 43 of them I've been in, and 30 that I've lived in for at least long enough to get mail. I know it's a weird standard, but you got to realize as many places as I've been, that's about the only standard I had. And yeah, so I've seen the U.S. and I was going to, sell my house, buy a trailer and a truck, and just drag the trailer around the U.S. and see it again. And I realized that, with costs here, that was going to cost me too much to do. And I would have to work until at least I got my house completely paid off and 65. So, Dad's side of the family, we drop off somewhere between 65 and 67. And some statistic, one of the, I think the guy from Fly Me to the Philippines showed statistics saying that you're only, the average good health until is only 66.1 years for Americans. So if I leave at 65 and, I only have average health, 66.1. Well, I already got statistics from my family that say that's not a good idea. The men drop off on my dad's side pretty early. So, 62, I'm going to retire. And to do that, I'm going to have a better amount of, or better cost of living. And, well, although Mexico does supply a better cost of living, the Philippines speaks English a lot better. And I know all y'all folks, no English. Y'all speak good English. I've heard so many of you claiming you can't speak English. You can speak English. You speak English better than some of the ones that are here that grew up speaking it. So quit that. That's just, limiting yourself by choice. Quit limiting yourself. Go out, be large in charge, and do it. You can. So, that's one of the reasons, like I said, y'all speak English pretty good. And I'm happy with that because I can tell you, I'm not real good at foreign languages. I can barely speak English half the time. And yeah. So that's one of the reasons. Now, as for a visit, well, I did. Back when I was in the Navy, 82 and 83, I was there for about a week, and then that in 82, and then in 83 we were there for just under 3 weeks, and I can tell you, quite honestly, I loved it. Oh yeah. One of the few times you'll ever hear me say, I wish things had been different and that I had never married my ex-wife. Because I'd probably be married over there with some little Filipina if I hadn't already been married over here. And I wish I'd have not been married over here, because quite honestly, my ex-wife cheated and was doing it before, during, and after. And that created a whole bunch of problems for me, and I got really bent out of shape over it. And it carried on for, I was a mess over that. Cheating women. I really don't like cheaters. As far as I'm concerned, the best thing to do with them would be throw them in a wood chipper. Use them as fertilizer. Feed them to the pigs. It's about all I can see them as being good for. They do so much damage to people, they don't even understand what it costs in lives and messed up situations for people. And this is both male and female. They just don't seem to get the mess they're making. And as having lived through the mess that some cheater made, I really don't like cheaters. Okay, so me saying that I wish I had a different life, I'm really okay with who I am today. And this is important to understand, that if you're happy and glad to be you, who you are right now, and comfortable inside your head, your heart, and that with God, well, then you had to go through what you had to go through to get where you are today. So if nothing else, you have to accept what happened back then, because that's what made you who you are today. Now, am I glad I went through my marriage with a cheater? Nope. I quite honestly do not like cheaters, and like I said, wood chipper. I'm accepting of that because I'm happy with who I am today. But on the one occasion, I really wish I hadn't married her. I would be willing to find out about being a different person today because of not getting married back then. That's about the only thing that I would say that about. Because I can see the damage there that caused a big problem in my life. And it would be a very different life if that hadn't happened. So, yeah, I wish I had never married that woman. Now, that is one of the reasons that, I wish I'd have been over to the Philippines without being married. Because, I'd probably already have been married and have little rugrats running on all over the place. It would have been a different life. But I am happy with who I am now. Took a lot to get here. A lot of damage was, healed, fixed, repaired, and whatever you want to call it. I've done a lot of that work between here, and here. Left ear, right ear, in my mind, between my heart, head, and God. I'm okay with who I am today. So, yes. Now, why do I want to come to the Philippines? Well, the cost of living over there is something I can afford. My nickname is Fish. And what is around 7,641 islands? A whole bunch of water. Enough water to cover all of Texas. Plus, guess what? I want to go fishing. Yeah, the only kind of fish we have up here is sun-baked and sun-dried. Yeah. Basically, around here, pretty much, it's just fish bait that we can catch. Yeah, there's some little panfish, sunfish, but there's no real good big fish to catch. I'm way up here in the panhandle of Texas. And yeah. So I want to go fishing. I want to go find me a place I can live and afford to live. And I can do that. Come over there on a retirement visa, find me a piece of property to lease, sign a lease on that, drop anchor. And another one of the reasons, okay, I live inside a city, on a city, inside a city, in a city block, on a city block. And I have 0.17 of an acre. Not very big, but big enough that at one time I actually had 20 plus chickens running around in the backyard. Yes, I was very overcrowded, but they had the whole run of the backyard. The problem was my garden wasn't protected from them, and they ate a lot of my garden. Boy, did they eat a lot of my garden. But that's okay. I also had at the same time, on top of 20 chickens, I had about between 60 and 80 quail. Was raising them for meat and eggs, and to just sell them off to whoever. I was doing a thing called homesteading. Yeah, when they said, hey, you get a homestead exemption, I said, good. Because I know what homesteading is. That's making your home pay for itself while you live in it and do what you can to make your world better. So, yes, I was gardening, raising everything in the way of food I could. I was raising chickens for both eggs and meat. Yeah. And on top of that, the quail. And I was also had fish ponds and tanks that I was raising tilapia in. So I was raising fish for food. And yeah, homesteading. Well, that's one of the reasons I have so much stuff at my house to get rid of. Because I had all that, plus I had the equipment for making cheese. I have the equipment for making wine. I have the equipment for making beer, which kind of overlaps. Yeah, all that. And I have reloading equipment, shooting gun, and all this other stuff. And I'm a ham radio operator, okay? That's something I want to bring over there and find me a mountainside so I can throw my antenna up and talk to the world from there. So yeah, I want a place that's got a couple of hectares that I can farm. I like, as Popeye said, I is what I am, I am what I am, I is what I is, kind of thing. Well, I'm a gardener. I like gardening. I like growing food, and it's something I enjoy doing. Hell, I picked a pear on the way into my house today, straight off my tree. Now, I wish the other pear tree had survived, but it didn't. It happens. I have 2 apple trees in my backyard, one of which is old enough and big enough it's producing. And I get apples off of it on occasion. It cycles through every few years where it has, here's just a couple, here's a bit more. Oh, good Lord, you're overloaded. And then it goes back to I didn't produce nothing the next year. So it cycles in and out. But I got 2 apple trees. The other one, my dog Jack, my shepherd hound mix. I loved him dearly. I wish he was still alive, but I can tell you honestly, my second apple tree is glad he's gone because he chewed it down to a nub and it grew back. And then he went out there and he chewed it down to a nub again and it grew back. And then he did it a third time and it grew back. Well, I think there's actually a couple of apples on it this year, and I'm really wishing that all that hadn't happened, because I would really like to see how many of those apples actually come up and produce. And probably about the time it's going to start producing and me being able to even think about something off of it, I'll be moving to the Philippines. And so, I'm choosing the Philippines as opposed to, Mexico, Central America, or the Caribbean. Well, I've done my share of here. And I really want to go over there and enjoy finding new places. Because quite honestly, I grew up traveling. I was pretty much a gypsy because of my dad's job with the Air Force, and bouncing around because of, mom and dad being divorced, and here with him and there with her, and bouncing back and forth. And there's you another bit of that. Never mind. Anyway, I literally have bounced around as a kid most of my life. I was always the new kid in school. Had a few problems because of that, but it is what it is. And I'm okay with being who I am, and I'm comfortable inside my skin, so I'm thankful for what I went through to get to here. But I'm going to retire. I'm going to go to the Philippines and try to find me a little place to settle down and do some gardening, farming, whatever you want to call it. Yes, I would like to find a place, have a few chickens. I joked, because I've had chickens before, and they're all talking about how there's so many roosters over in the Philippines, making all that noise. Hell, I find that to be something to go to sleep to. And if one of them in particular is annoying, that's what soup pots are for. Yeah, just saying. Chicken tastes good when cooked properly. And, well, don't y'all have a thing called chicken adobo? I'm sure we can solve a noise problem. Right? Just saying. Yeah, and yes, I had roosters. I actually had several different roosters at different times. And I ended up inheriting somebody else's roosters, 2 of them. And as they grew up, they got to the point that they didn't like my rooster, and so attacked him and killed him. Oh, I don't know how close they came to getting killed that day themselves, but I needed a rooster. So, about a month later, they got into it, and the dominant one there killed the other one. It's not like I was trying to have it happen, because, I just hadn't got around to deciding which one I wanted to keep, because I was trying to pay attention to what their qualities actually were. And the dominant one ended up being an a-hole. It's okay. I put him in a soup pot and turned him into soup. Tough chickens. Soup fixes that tough problem. And I got brought in another rooster from somewhere else that I like the tendencies of. And my Rhode Island Red rooster named Red. I know, simple name. Yeah, he had real good qualities. And I had him for about 2 years before he ran into another issue. And it wasn't of another rooster's doings. It was because, he actually went out and defended his flock against something that came over the fence. And he got tore up. I really feel bad for him. I went out there, saw the damage, and saw that he had protected his flock. Really hated snapping his neck. But I wasn't going to have him sit there and suffer anymore. Yeah, I miss that chicken, that rooster. I've actually had several good roosters through my time. So, yeah. And well, I want to be able to have a flock of chickens again. So, yes, all those things. So, there's a bunch of reasons I want to come to the Philippines for. I want to go fishing. I want to find a place that I can afford to live, that I like the place enough to drop anchor and raise chickens, a garden, and who knows what else. I saw somebody had some goats, and I actually was watching them play with the goats, doing the Manipo thing with the, or Po thing, anyway, doing that with a goat. I thought it was hilarious. They had a little billy goat, and yeah. I could have fun with doing goats. Couldn't have them here in town. First off, my dog tore my fence up. Second off, goats can climb, and they would have went right over what I had in the way of a fence. I know, because my dog went over it like it was nothing. Yeah. I put stuff up on the inside to keep him from getting to the wood to tear it out so my other dog could go with him. So he jumps the fence, tears the fence out from the other side, and both my dogs went. Mutler and Jack were bye-bye, and they would come back around when they'd went out and had their night out. And yeah. Part of me wants to have another dog. I'm not sure I want to have one that big and that active and that energetic. But who knows? Another thing, you know. But yes, I'm kind of wanting to find a place out in the province, up the side of a mountain part way, where I can find a bit of peace and quiet. And I don't mean quiet from the animals, I mean between my ears for me. Yeah. Like I say, I like peace and quiet. And I can get peace and quiet at my house. It's not doing anything with all the people or such. It's that it's my little sanctuary. And I can have that in town on a city block, or I can have that out in the middle of the country. Out in the middle of the country has a lot more advantages than in town. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope that answers your question, Free and Young. So yeah, I'm going to the Philippines. I'm going to go retire there. Find my little piece of peace and quiet. Even if it isn't peaceful and quiet, I'm okay. Like I say, it's not the noise. It's that I just need a peace and quietful place, a sanctuary for me to go and unwind and relax. Yeah. And yes, I can find that here. But also I want to take and go explore something that, you know, my days of exploring, of being a gypsy, have kind of come to an end here in the U.S. And like I said, I could travel all over the U.S. and go see things I've seen before. Or I could go to some place that I've only seen one little piece of and go and explore the rest of that. Yeah, I'd rather go and enjoy the Philippines. So, I'm William from Williams, Philippines, and I'm sorry I got a bit of a ramble going on there. This is a bit of a long one, but that's okay. Anyway, I hope y'all are enjoying your weekend. Happy Sunday. It is what it is. And yeah, I've got 9 months till I'm shooting up out of here, heading over there. I don't know, I was looking at airplane prices, and I don't know, it might be 10. I'm hating that idea. But basically saving $600, between $400 and $600 depending on which route and what, yeah. $600 is a lot of money, and I understand that. For some people, they look at $600 and that's just nothing. They throw it away. I don't. I've been a poor boy here in America my entire life. I did a lot of stupid on stupid that cost me a lot of stupid points and costs. Do I hold people accountable for being stupid? Yeah, I want them to get hit by the bumper, and I hope it hurts. Go ahead, dance in the middle of the street. I'm rooting for the bumpers. Yeah. That's another reason I want to try to get over there, because y'all don't have what's going on over here. And hey, I'm a Texan. I love Texas. But seeing a lot of what's coming into here from the rest of what's around us is getting to be really irritating. And I'm tired of the irritation. Like I said, I want to find some peace. And if I have to go up the side of a volcano to find it, yay. Anyway, I hope y'all have a blessed day. I hope you have a lot of food and a lot of enjoyment. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and may it have a lot of peace for you. I'm William Williams, Philippines, and hey, later blessings, bye-bye, love y'all. Oh, 155, thank you very much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Fish, and hey, Fish is out.